Okay, so since it was E3 all last week, do we just want to jump right into it, or do you want to do the preamble to the ramble?
Let's do the intro. Let's do the intro. We gotta do it.
Okay. Well, yeah, of course we're gonna do it, but I mean, like, do you want to do hi, how you doing, what were you playing this week, blah blah? Because I know you're outside working on that thing, and all I was doing was playing Zelda and Destiny. Still, oh no, I'll take that back. I actually finally played Planet of Lana.
Ooh,
It's just a Game Pass game that takes like 4 hours to complete. It's cute. It's very colorful, but it reminds me a lot of fuck. Of course, I had the game and now I lost it. It's all black and white. It's kind of violent without showing anything. Limbo. That's the game.
Oh, okay.
It's just like Limbo, but more stylized and colorful, but not as
Okay.
horrifically violent to kids. If you haven't played Limbo, I'm not going to say it. So yeah, that's all I did, and I know what you've done. If you want to share, that's fine. If not, let's get into the games, because there's a shit ton of stuff to go through. There's so much.
So if anybody else that cares, I played Destiny with Adam again. They patched the cheese now, and my slime game as usual.
Okay.
And I played Construction Worker in real life.
Okay. Oh, good question. Were you wearing a hard hat?
No, but I probably should have a couple of
I'm
times.
calling OSHA.
Like literally one of the times when I was trying to drill a screw a screw in, I accidentally let go of the drill because it kicked a little bit and it smacked me right in the head. And I'm like, fuck.
Jeez. So you do need a hard hat.
Apparently, I'm like, what the fuck? That hurt. It just happened to be the angle that I was holding safe.
It. Yeah. Well, how you like that? It never hurts to be safe. I'm funny. I didn't even mean to be.
Smart ass.
Thanks. Comes with being a dad. You should know.
I know. My jokes aren't that corny.
That's why me and Callie get along. She fills in that role. Oh yeah, happy pre-Father's Day. Coming up this Sunday.
Oh yeah.
You didn't realize that?
No.
Oh, what do you think you guys are doing?
We're going as far as like a family get-together type of thing. We're gonna do like we did for Mother's Day. The girls are gonna be cook. The girls and my brother and Sawyer are gonna be cooking.
Sawyer's
not
gonna
exactly
cook?
sure. I don't know.
Oh, they're just gonna include him.
Probably.
That's cute.
I'm not exactly sure if it's gonna be breakfast food or if it's gonna be lunch food this time around.
It's Sunday brunch.
That's what we did last time because it was a mix of taco stuff and breakfast foods. That's what we did for Mother's Day, but Father's Day, I'm not exactly sure what they're planning on doing. Mm-hmm. All I know is I'm not budging a finger.
Good luck. You might be pulled in to do something anyway.
Probably.
I have
oh
no
no,
clue
I
what's
actually
going
am
on
going to
here.
do something because I'm making potato salad.
There you go.
Yep.
I have not been told anything. I'm in the dark, so we will see what happens. I just have therapy on Sunday at 10 a.m., and that's it. My normal Sunday.
Yay!
Highly recommended. If anybody is thinking about it, do it. If you can get in anywhere, because it's kind of tough. But it helps.
It does.
And
even if it isn't just even if it's just a mocha. Huh?
Sorry. I'm not going to preach it. And I'm sorry I keep cutting you off.
No, you're not. You're doing it on purpose. God damn it.
No. You make me sad.
Yeah. Let's get on with the show.
Are you that excited?
I know you are.
Dude, this was such a good week.
I can see it's a very involved list.
Yeah, since the newer generation of consoles came out, and besides getting a shit ton of like remakes or remasters, we're finally actually getting some new gen games or next gen games.
That I have to agree with, because a lot of the trailers that I've been looking at have not mentioning PS4 at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh shit.
There's a handful that you can see on there that are like PS4, PS5, and then Xbox One and Xbox Series X, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense because it was probably in development before then. It was like, well, now the new one's out, let's make it.
Right.
But the ones that are next gen purely, you can tell the difference.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get to it, there is one thing I want to talk about next gen and expectations for games.
Okay.
That'll be later.
Okay.
Remind me, because I got a shit memory.
So, which showcase do you want to start with?
I'm going to start with the intro, and then we'll get into the showcase.
Fine, I guess.
What? How old are you?
I'm this many years old.
You know, sometimes I wonder. But that's okay.
I wish I was that young again.
Dude, don't do this to me. I got existential earlier. I don't want to do it again. I'm not going down that road again. Anyway, this is still the Ramblepack Podcast. And I am
Emphasis
your host,
on the ramble.
Yeah, because we took a long road to get to the intro. That was your host, Mike.
And the person I interrupted our host, Adam.
All right, let's talk some games. So if you want, we can start from the very beginning. Guerilla Games Showcase was first. They came first on the 7th. Now, admittedly, I did not watch this whole thing. I only watched bits and pieces and know about a few titles there. So did anything jump out to you want to talk about, or do you want to just name off some stuff that looked cool?
As far as games that I thought were interesting, let me go back to my notes.
I think in your notes you didn't even have Guerilla Games on there.
Oh yeah, that must have been around the time I stopped writing it down. A couple of games that I definitely liked from the showcase that I saw was Little Guardsman, Anton Blast, and Europa, just because they all seem interesting in their own way.
Wait. Where'd you see that?
In the Guerilla Games?
That was I didn't even have that on my Guerilla Games list. That was on the PC game showcase that I found. The Little Guardsman.
You have it? It's number 6.
I'm dumb. I need to learn to read. I missed it. You know what it is? There's a lot of crossover in some of these too. You're right. It was in Guerrilla Games. Ignore me. It's been a long day. Amelia had her kindergarten or her preschool graduation into kindergarten, so we were up early getting things together for that. We're not going back and talking though. We're just going to continue on.
Yeah. Yes, we got a long episode today.
Anyway, I agree. Little Guardsmen look cool.
I like the premise of it. It's very funny.
If anyone's a fan of Junji Ito, World of Horror would be interesting to them too, because it's a 1-bit style game in his horror style.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I saw that one, but I'm not exactly sure.
It's hard to forget that game because it's got a very specific art style to it.
Actually, the one...
You want to know something that was cool? Well,
What?
I'll mention this for you again, but they showed off WrestleQuest even more.
Yep.
It's coming out in August, I believe.
Yay!
Finally. Because that was another one of those games that we talked about last year when we first started the podcast, and now it's coming out.
It come around full circle.
Yeah, a year later. Works for me. A game that I thought was pretty cool, though, was Toxic Crusaders? Based on the Toxic Avenger. I think it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up style game. But it's not just going to be him either. I think there's going to be cameos from like that whole universe. I forget what it's referred to, but it's like that director. Like all of his characters and stuff from all of his movies.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, you're trying to think of it too.
Oh, watch, it's gonna pop up at the most random of freaking moments. But yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool.
It sounds like it's going to be cool. Well, it looks pretty cool. Trauma Films from Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, that's that. I thought that was neat. Like, all you ever see is movies and people referencing him and stuff like that, but now he's got a game for his characters, which is pretty cool.
What I have noticed with these showcases is like we talked about how like the art style and the graphics for video games is getting closer and closer to movie cinematics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like how now they're even in the showcases they're referencing the movie. They're actually talking about the movies that reference games and stuff like that, and it's really comparable. You can't tell the difference with some of these games. I'm trying to think, what the hell was it? I know it's not in the Guerilla showcase, but I'm trying to remember what was it? The Twisted Metal show.
Dude, I don't want to talk about that. That trailer looks so fucking bad.
Really?
Yes, that show is gonna bomb hard. That was so terrible.
I beg to differ. It's that kind of. It's stupid.
It was so ham-fisted with shit, and it's not even believable. Did you see how Sweet Tooth threw Anthony Mackie into that fucking slot machine?
Yeah.
He gently nudged him into it, and it shook so hard, and his head didn't even look like it hit nothing. He was just like, oh no, you pushed me into the thing. Ugh, it was bad.
Come on,
not a
it's
fan.
a show based off of Twisted Metal.
Yeah, but the whole premise of Twisted Metal was car carnage. And it's people outside the cars beating up each other, and he just kept saying, can we get back in the cars and then maybe it'd be a fair fight? That's so stupid.
It's just a trailer.
Yeah.
It's a teaser.
It did nothing for me. If anything, it did the opposite that they wanted to do.
I said give it the first episode a shot when it comes out, and then we'll go from there.
Do I have to?
Yes, you do.
Ugh. Is that my homework?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And my only question is, you think that's actually the actor, the guy who's supposedly playing Sweet Tooth? Do you think that's actually him and he got fat for the role, or do you think he's just doing the voice acting?
Nope. The body actor is some wrestler of some sort, and the voice is Will Arnett, I think.
Yes. Okay. I didn't know it was a body act. Every article I've read about it is just basically saying Will Arnett is Sweet Tooth. It didn't say he's a voice actor.
Yeah, that's not him. Will Arnett is a really good voice actor too.
Right. I couldn't picture Will Arnett gaining that much weight.
Oh hell no, no way. Oh, another pretty cool game from the Guerilla Games showcase was a tiny sticker tail. You can turn things in your little world into stickers and plant those stickers in the world to affect different things. Like you can pick up a bridge and turn it into a sticker and then walk around to like a river and then pull it out, stick it onto the world, and you can walk across that bridge and things like that.
That is awesome.
It was cute.
I could definitely say this time around there's a lot of cutesy games going around.
Wait till we get to the Wholesome Games showcase. That's all that one was. I saw so many games on that was like, oh, that's really cute. Oh, that's a cute idea. Oh, I like the way that looks. I watched that showcase with Meg and Amelia both, just because they were like, we're looking for something to play. So we're like, let's check it out, sure.
You'll have to speak about it more, because that's one of the ones I definitely didn't get a chance to watch.
Mm-hmm. Another one from Guerilla Games, Ollie Frog. Ollie Frog Toad Skater. It's a frog on a skateboard.
It's Frogger meets Tony Hawk. Oh yeah.
There was for indie games, there's a lot of frogs. A lot of frog games.
No shit. Okay.
A lot of frog games and a lot of mushrooms. Just seems to be the trend right now.
I'm sure they were on a lot of shrooms. Making these
maybe.
games.
Some of them, yeah, probably.
Licking toads and eating mushrooms.
Could be a euphemism.
They got high as balls.
Okay. We're also, just before we get any further, we're also not done with showcases. There is, for me personally, this is my own thing, Grasshopper Manufacturers, which made No More Heroes and Lollipop Chainsaw and stuff. They're having one either tomorrow or Thursday. And then Annapurna Interactive, which makes some gorgeous indie games, is having one on Lauren's birthday, I think, on June 29th. Which I'm going to check out, because all those games, dude, just look up Gris, or Grease, it's Gris, and you'll see what I mean about pretty indie games.
Ooh, okay.
Very cool. But we have more to look forward to.
Yay!
I think that's... Go ahead.
So, I'm saying, so the showcases this year are not as light as they were last year.
No. I mean, but it's also weird and staggered, because, back in May we had the Sony one, and then we had to wait a month for all these to hit, and then there was no Nintendo. But there are rumors that Nintendo's going to have one in July, so we'll see how that pans out.
They're playing the long game.
Nintendo plays their own game. They seriously march to the beat of their own drum.
And then they sue the shit out of you if you try to march to that same beat.
Nintendo's allowed to do shit. You're not.
Don't fuck with a plumber.
The plumber. Some of these names, too, on here are just funny. Do you see Sparky? Death
Sparky.
Trick Double Blind? Iron Meat?
I did not see any of those, but those sound interesting.
Questmaster Remnant 2. Remnant 2 was actually announced a while ago, and I think it's just now coming out soon. That's the ones that I've mentioned are really the only ones that have stuck out to me for Guerrilla. What about you?
The ones I mentioned earlier were basically it for me.
Okay.
This time around, I've been a little picky.
That's okay. You want to move on to the Wholesome Games Direct?
Sure. Let me know what you found great about it.
Top of my list. I gotta find the full name of it. You are a little mushroom going around like a forest area and interacting with things. Smooshy Come Home. SMUSHI. I love the look of it.
Come home.
Smooshy Come Home. It was such a cute little game.
Oh,
I don't know what about it, but I saw him running around like the little mushroom dude. I'm like, oh, look at him. He's so cute. I loved it.
Spooshy.
And Megan looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, look at him. He's so cute. He's so tiny. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm going to play it.
Why is it that I look up Smooshy Come Home and it has nothing to do with video games?
I don't know why it
okay.
got me. Oh, you see it now?
Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer, but I'm looking at just the picture of the little mushroom guy. It reminds me of like a Pikmin.
Mm-hmm. Garden Buddies look pretty cool. A lot of gardening games too. I Am a Caterpillar. That game's going to be interesting. Amelia really locked onto that one. Campfire Cat Cafe. Maybe I should step back a second and say the Wholesome Games Direct Showcase is nothing but colorful, cutesy, fun indie games. Nothing violent about it, nothing harsh, nothing scary about it. It's all cute, fun, happy games.
Basically good for the little ones if you want to find something cute for them to play.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them might be too, mechanically deep for them. Might be simple to us, but harder for kids, but it's still something that they can see and interact with.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know if you remember this game, but a little to the left is getting additional stuff called cupboards and drawers. We talked about a little to the left from one of the Nintendo showcases. That was the game where it was like everyday things, but a puzzle to make things work or like be equal or even, depending on what it is. Like I think one of the examples they showed in the trailer, not for this one, but for the Nintendo one, was like 5 or 6 different pencils, and they were different sizes and different like sharpened or whatever, and you can organize them in different ways, and each of those different ways was a solution to that puzzle.
Yeah, okay, I see what, yeah, I'm looking, just looked up the trailer for it. Yep, I remember this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those that if you needed something to pass the time or clear your mind type of thing.
Yeah. Pico, Pekoe. It looked interesting. You're making tea for cats, I believe that one was.
Pico. Oh, that's cute.
If this one is based off of the game Calico, I know Amelia's going to be interested in it, but it's called Quilts and Cats of Calico.
Okay.
The image I saw did not look like it, but I don't know. But she was about it when she saw the image too. And she read it, believe it or not. She read the title to me. I'm like, oh, so you know what it is. She goes, yeah. Two that stood out that I don't know, but I'm kind of interested in. 2 games specifically called out that they were lo-fi style games. One was Window Garden, a lo-fi idle game, and then another one was called Spirit Swap, lo-fi beats to match 3-2. I don't know what the idle game is going to be like, but obviously the Spirit Swap is a match 3 style game. But both games are going to incorporate a lo-fi soundtrack to them. I'm a big fan of like video game lo-fi music, so I found that pretty cool.
It is, and I find it cute. I'm looking at like the thumbnail for Window Garden, and it literally is set up like the lo-fi thumbnail for the music.
Yep.
That's cool.
I don't know if this is based off the same thing, but am I crazy if I said that there was an old cartoon or book or some sort of series back in the day called Little Nemo?
Little Nemo.
Because there was a game during that showcase that announced called Little Nemo Guardians of Slumberland, and you're basically like a child in his PJs, but in like the dream world, and he's a superhero.
Yeah.
But I feel like I recognize that name, and it was based off of something before. Oh, it was! Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland, 1989. I knew I wasn't crazy. That came out when I was 1. That's neat. I learned something today.
I just see a video called "We Are the Boops."
Okay. What the hell are you looking at?
Something from Little Nemo, an anime.
Oh, okay. Oh, another interesting game. And when I say interesting, I mean kind of weird. It's called Henry Halfhead. You are half of a head rolling around, and you can, like, put it onto things to become those objects and interact with them.
Okay, so reverse Mario with a hat?
You are the hat. It's like literally from his nose up is just that, and it's rolling around the world doing shit.
That's creepy.
It was interesting looking. That's all I can really say. Oh, Paladins look really cool.
Okay. What's it about?
I don't remember. Like, I don't know if the trailer really said what it was about, but it was halfway to Paper Mario style. It was a 2D image walking around at the forefront around, like, whatever the environment is. But I like the art style of that game. It looked like really solid cartoon style line work and bold, solid colors. I thought it was really neat.
Come on.
You looking up
Okay.
each and everything I talk about?
Yeah, just so I can get like a quick snapshot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sort of gives me like an Adventure Time type vibe.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Okay.
another funny name for you was Snookin', Melody of the Moomin Valley.
Snookin'?
Yeah. SnUKIN, Melody of the Moomin Valley. I didn't get a chance to check out that trailer. I just thought the title was interesting.
Oh,
A what?
Snoofkin.
Oh,
Okay.
Snoofkin. I missed a letter. Yes, I missed a letter when I was taking my notes. My bad. Oh. Since we're mentioning indie games and stuff, I want to give a shout out to Cygnus Racing League on Steam. And that's mainly because me and whoever runs that Instagram, we go back and forth liking, like, they like our podcast when it comes up, and I like their pictures when they come up, so I decided to, like, check out the game and download it. It's interesting. It's pretty cool.
Well, maybe we'll have to do a review just
Sure.
for them.
It's free to download and give a shot. They work on it periodically, adding different things to it and whatnot, so shout out to them. Go give them a follow, check out the game.
You know we will. Woohoo!
I already did. It's your turn.
Yeah, yes it is.
Oh, I think they showed off. Let me see. Did they show off in this one what I think they did? Yeah, Venmo. Venba. Does that name ring a bell to you?
It sounds like it.
So that was another game that they showed off on the Switch. That was the Indian cooking game.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So they showed that off on the Wholesome Games showcase as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Just had to come back
I can
around to
see
that.
why it definitely fits in that category. So I can see why it's was in the Wholesome Game show.
Yeah. I would definitely say check out Wholesome Games Showcase. It's an hour long, but like if you're just a casual gamer and you're looking for something easy to pick up and play and do whatever that's relaxing, take a look at all the games that they showed off. You're definitely going to find something worth downloading.
I'll have to take a look at it at lunch tomorrow. I suggest everybody do the same. After
On your
you
lunch.
Like and follow us. Yeah.
Us first, then do that.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing it, Mike.
Of course. I'm an honest hoe.
Well, at least you're forthright about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about you.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
I'm a hoe and I don't care who knows it. All right. PC Game Showcase?
Another one I did not check out. So...
I admittedly didn't really check out much either.
Let's see, was there anything on here that I've already seen somewhere else?
Yes. Should have seen Lords of the Fallen on one of the Xbox showcases before.
Lords of the trying to remember what the hell that one was.
It looked kind of like Dark Souls.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
the quickest explanation I can give to you.
I think I remember what you're talking about. Yeah. Where's the phone? Yeah.
Oh, Dune Awakening also. They showed off more of that.
That's the one that's supposed to be the MMORPG, right?
No, that one is the RTS. If I'm not mistaken. Now you got me second guessing myself. I'm gonna double check. I'm pretty sure Awakening is the RTS, and then it's a different one that you're thinking of. Nope, you were right. Awakening is the MMO.
Ooh.
See? Memory shit. I can't remember anything. Who am I again?
You the man. I don't know.
Oh, on that list, something you need to check the trailer out for. My Friendly Neighborhood. I watched the entire trailer for that, and it's got me really interested. I'm not going to say anything. Just check out the trailer really quick.
Okay. Control C.
I want to get your reaction.
Okay, the thumbnail is a Muppet.
Yeah, just check out the trailer. Are you okay?
What the flip?
Yeah. While you're checking that out, Frostpunk 2 was also announced. What's wrong?
I see. Oh no! Zombie Muppets.
I think somewhere I saw the comparison of what if Resident Evil was set in like Sesame Street.
Yeah.
It looks interesting, right? And it looks pretty solid. Like it looks polished.
I think I would have a blast playing this just because of how stupid it looks.
Yes. See, now you get why I was interested.
But I would definitely have to be careful when I'm playing it because the last thing I want is for Sawyer to watch this.
He's gonna see it and be like, "Oh, can I play it? It's like my shows." And then you go, "Oh hell no!"
Listen, I've already given him shit and not allowed him to watch like Garden of Bam Bam videos on YouTube. So
I don't know what that is.
It's similar to this. You have to look it up.
Is it like Happy Tree Friends?
It's a video game that's worse. It's like they have like a character that looks like Grimace that kills people.
Jesus. Have you seen Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared?
Why does that sound familiar?
That is like demented Muppets.
Oh Jesus! And there's multiple episodes. Holy shit!
Yep.
Because the second I type "don't hug," it shows "don't hug me, I'm scared." 4, 1, season 3, reaction, season 2. Holy shit! And there's full-on songs. Holy shit!
Okay. Yeah, that's basically what the first couple episodes are songs, but it quickly descends into like scary, crazy, existential shit.
Oh no!
Don't watch it yet. Save it.
Oh no! I'm just seeing something that looked familiar. Oh no!
What?
Yeah, I'm glad this Sawyer's not allowed to watch YouTube anymore.
Let's get back to the games. Don't worry about it for now. A game you might not remember or have played or heard about is Citizen Sleeper. They're getting a sequel.
Ooh.
I tried the first one a little bit, but it's really hard for me to get into... Man, what are they even called? Like... TRPGs or CRPGs. You're basically, you get to make the character with its own stats and stuff, and then you have energy to use throughout each day or session or whatever, and you have to pick and choose what you do to advance certain things, and you're closed off from other stuff.
Okay.
It's very dialogue heavy. It's like a true RPG kind of thing. It was cool. It's hard for me to get into shit like that, but it's neat. What was the biggest game like that came out recently? Why can I not think of it? Because it was like, there was a lot of crap that went down after that game came out too. That'll probably come to me later. I'll figure it out. Path of Exile 2 though. Or Path of Exile's getting a sequel. Which kind of shocked me because I played that game fucking years ago. And now they're getting a sequel. So that's pretty neat.
Are you going to be playing it when it comes out?
Probably not. I'm really not big into MMOs anymore. But, like, when I say MMO, this thing, like, your skill tree in that game for Path of Exile 1, Dude, it was so big.
Yeah.
It was all about just leveling and ranking up skills and stuff. Your skill tree was massive. And that's not an understatement. It was huge.
So the chances of you completing it is slim to none?
I mean, if you keep up with it and you keep playing, you probably could, but you'd be better off following just one path rather than trying to like branch out to different things.
Right.
Hey, you want to play a game called F1 Manager? You want to manage F1 racing cars?
Oh God, no.
That's what they showed off there too.
We're still on the PC games?
Yeah, that one was towards the bottom. I'm just kind of bouncing around.
Yeah, because you mentioned Path of Exile, but I don't see it on the PC game list. It's on the Summer Games Fest, but
Yeah, it was showed there too. This is... do I have to count all these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Number 16 down.
okay. Mars Horizon 2. Oh,
Right
no, Path
underneath
of
that.
Exile too.
There you go.
Wow. And no, you don't have to. No, you don't have to count. Just go to the column on the side and you see the numbers.
I'm doing it from my phone. And I can't see the column, so...
Oh, Jesus, that sucks.
Yeah, all good. Teardown is getting a creative mode update, which I just thought it was interesting that they're keeping up with the game. Just not my style.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool that they're keeping it up, though. Didn't watch the trailer, but the name got me alone, so I'm going to go back and check it out. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Nahul Buck's Dungeon Master? Nahulbuk''S.
Yeah, Hillbuk.
Yes.
I don't know.
Critter Cove. That game sounded familiar too, and I can't place it, but I swear we've seen something about that before.
I think so. It sounds familiar. Critter Cove. Come on. I'm just trying to copy and paste.
Cove. Cove.
Critter Cove. The thumbnail looks familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to take a quick peek.
Yeah. Wrapped up in my cord. What?
It's cute looking, and it was funny.
Mm-hmm. But does it look familiar to you?
Yes and no.
I feel like it was another one of those Nintendo Direct indies that they showed off. Right. I guess it would be a Nintendo Indie Direct.
Either that or they had something similar to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically one of those build your village type of games from what I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
That looks cute though.
Yeah, so that's really it for PC Game Showcase. You want to move on to one of the big ones? Summer Games Fest?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Would you like to start at the top of the list, or do you want to jump around? Or do you want to just talk about what you saw that you liked?
Yeah, I could go over what I saw that I liked. I'll go with what I have for notes first. Got to start with the FF7 Rebirth.
And starting from the bottom, huh?
Apparently. For
How do you feel about being on 2 discs?
Feels old school.
Feels old school, but let me put this into perspective for you. A Blu-ray can hold about 100 gigs of information.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire game for the second part of this or whatever is on 2 of those things.
So basically, you're telling me I need to get a second Terra drive. That's what you're telling me.
I don't know. It's just that game's gonna be big.
Now, I'm just wondering how much freaking information you're going to have. How much storage you have to have if you want, once the new the Final Fantasy VII Remake completes its storyline, how much information all that alone is going to be. Like, you're going to have a Tera drive just for that game alone.
Maybe. It's going to be big, though. But it looked really pretty. The trailers looked nice. Do you know what the hell's going on in them, though?
It did look pretty. I'm not exactly sure where, because when I was watching the trailer, I was watching it from... Because this is the third installment, isn't it?
I'm going to say it's the second, because the one with Yuffie, it was like a continuation or an add-on. It wasn't like a full-fledged episode, was it?
I'm not sure. All I know is when I found out that after the first installment, it was only going to be PS5 onward.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put much into following the story at this point. Just because
to me, it seems like they're not following Final Fantasy VII's story either.
They are and they aren't.
Like, they're taking the name remake literally. They're taking story beats and things that happen, but they're also mixing in stuff, and it seems like there's alternate timeline shit going on based on that trailer.
Basically, because it looks like... I don't know. Like, at the beginning of the trailer, it looks like they're just leaving Midgar.
Well, at the very beginning, it's like Midgar got destroyed, and everybody except for Cloud, it looked like, was caught in the blast and was being hauled off by medics. And then in like another shot, they're leaving whatever.
Right. And then, I'm trying to think. Fuck.
Another shot was Sephiroth slicing towards Tifa.
Yeah, that's when they're at Nibelheim. But I want to say that's further in the game. If you're following the storyline from the original, that's further in the game. I'm surprised they're even going that far with it. I
wonder how much they're going to cover in this one too.
Right. Especially where you're mentioning this is a 2-disc game, they're gonna be covering a good chunk of story.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as the first installment covers like the start,
just Midgar.
Yeah, the whole Midgar section. So, I don't know. It's pretty. I like the look of the team attack. I'm just trying to. I would just like to see more as to how that works.
Mm-hmm.
And
I did see in your notes you mentioned Red 13 is playable. In the first installment, you could switch to each of those characters and control them manually.
Yes, but I don't think I got to the point where I got to the point where I met Red 13 yet in Midgar. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was just cinematic only at that time in the first installment, or if he's a playable character or not. I don't think so. Just because from the article I was reading, they were mentioning how he is a playable character this time around. So,
that'd be interesting.
Yes, it would.
So I figured that one would catch your eye.
Yes, it was very pretty. I liked it.
It wasn't Kingdom Hearts, but it was close enough.
Yes, it was. I'm sure they'll throw a nod in somewhere to their other games. I wouldn't doubt that. They always do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one that I thought looked awesome was Spider-Man 2.
Of course.
A little bit more.
They didn't really show much, though. It was just two people talking on stage and showing shit in the background.
Well, what they did show looked awesome, because Venom looks absolutely amazing.
I'm going to argue that wasn't Venom that they showed. That was Peter Parker with, like, the Venom symbiote, but they keep saying that Venom is not Eddie Brock in this one. It's somebody else. And they showed Miles and Peter fighting against Venom, so what happened?
I don't know. I'm very curious, because in the comics, from my understanding, Eddie Brock isn't the only person that's Venom.
No, I feel like Eddie Brock was Venom in like one of the stories, and then somebody else was in a different series.
Yeah, because Eddie Brock was Venom at one point. Flash Thompson. I want to say Harry Osborn, at least in one of the kids' shows. He
Definitely in
ends
the
up becoming.
movie. No, not in the movie. That's Hobgoblin. Never mind.
Yeah. Um, in one of the kids' TV shows, he ends up becoming Venom.
Hmm.
So I'm very curious as to how they're going to go about it. If it's
I
not Eddie
think,
Brock this time around.
and I'm gonna take a big guess on this because I didn't play the first one. I honestly don't know that much about Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But since they introduced Kraven the Hunter, I have a feeling like somehow he's going to get it and become Venom himself. Just because one thing that they specifically said in the talks from I think it was from Summer Games Fest specifically, that they pointed out, we've got Kraven as the bad guy, and he doesn't really have superpowers, but he's got this stuff and that. And I'm like, they haven't shown anything else off. And we know that Peter's got the symbiote somehow.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling he's going to get it.
That would be interesting, but I would like to know what their precedent is because I don't think he's ever gotten it in the comics, and I want to say that they're trying to go down one of the storylines.
I think they said during Summer Games Fest that it's its own original storyline.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I misheard. I Paul.
Okay. So just Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII.
Oh no, I got quite a few things.
I can't believe I did that.
If anybody listening is into Fortnite, there's going to be a Transformers crossover. I thought that was cool.
It's already going on.
Is it already?
It debuted the day after Summer Games Fest because it's part of their Wilds update, like the next season.
Oh, okay. So have fun if you like Transformers.
Woo.
I also liked Pal World.
Of course you did. Pokemon with guns.
It looks awesome.
Why does Lapras have a missile launcher on him? Why does Electabuzz have a minigun?
You could definitely look at some of them, and a lot of those Pokemon look like straight rip-offs.
You say Pokemon, but they're not Pokemon. They sure as hell could be, though.
They could be, but then you have other characters like the giant cat with a Gatling gun. That looks like a Miyazaki character.
Yeah, I don't know. It did kind of look like Totoro.
And then they have a whole bunch of carbuncles in a sweatshop.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that game. It's weird. It's too cutesy to have guns and extreme violence like that. But there was no blood or anything either, so it's like, what direction are they taking this?
I don't know, but I'm interested enough to want to try it once it does.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another one of those games I probably shouldn't play around Sawyer.
Speaking of violence and blood, you excited for Mortal Kombat 1?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you care about the story at all? I think we've talked about it before. I brought it up, but do you care about it? Or you just like the gameplay?
If I'm playing Mortal Kombat, it's for the gameplay.
Fair. Believe it or not, they do have a pretty sound story.
Oh shit! Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What did they reveal about the story? That one I didn't really see too much about.
I mean, it's literally a sequel, but they're rebooting the entire universe, and that's because Liu Kang redid it all. Like, he became the God of Fire. He took over Raiden's job and beat somebody who controlled time, and he was like, all right, everything's fucked up. I'm going to take this and fix it right. And that's what this one is about. It's about how things are different and what's going on since then.
He's like, fuck you, I'm going home.
I wouldn't even say that. Just everything basically reset back to the beginning of, I guess, the first Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
So, yeah. It looked good.
Yes. So, let's talk about Ever Crisis.
Do you want to? I was going to say Sonic Superstars.
You could talk about Sonic Superstars. I'm going to talk about Ever Crisis.
Okay, yeah, of course you will. Go ahead.
I didn't realize that this is a freaking mobile game when you were telling me about it.
I didn't know that it was a mobile game either at first.
Because I'm looking at the trailer and I'm like, I see it goes from like chibi style to full on cinematic, and I'm like, is this multiple games?
Mm-hmm.
And then come to find out it's a freaking mobile game. I'm like,
yeah, it was a little disappointing. I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy fan, but I'm like, oh, some backstory to Sephiroth and all this stuff, and then it's like mobile. Like, no, thank you.
I'm gonna give it, knowing how not Crisis Core. Oh my God, Opera Omnia is.
The fuck
I'm gonna give this. That's the Final Fantasy game. It's an amalgamation.
No fucking kidding. Which one?
All of them. It's the mobile version of the Cydia, except it's RPG style.
Oh, okay. Their naming convention is really weird.
Yeah. But the way the way they did that one, at least when I was playing it, I haven't been playing recently, but I liked the game style, so it definitely brought life into the possibility of mobile games being a legitimate game source outside of like really past the time type of games. So if Ever Crisis is anything like that, I can see it doing well. For Christ's sakes, the hardware in our phones is a hell of a lot better than the original game systems, and they looked beautiful.
You're not wrong.
So I want to try.
Okay. More power to you. You let me know how it is.
I will, because beta starts July 6th, and I'm going to sign up.
There you go. Sonic Superstars.
It's talk about your
original. Leave me alone. Amelia was excited for this too.
Is she?
Yeah, she's not a. I don't even know what she's the biggest fan of really, besides Piku Niku. That is like her favorite game, and I don't know why. So Devolver, if you're listening, you got a young fan.
Yeah.
But they went old school. It's side-scrolling again, and it's updated with modern graphics. It's 3D side-scrolling. It's pretty. It looks, and I'm assuming is going to feel like old school Sonic, but with like a couple different twists on like gameplay. But it's still old school style side-scrolling. Run through the level quickly with like branching paths and stuff. 4 playable characters this time instead of just 1 or 2. You're gonna have Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, and I think you can have maybe 4 people running at the same time. Definitely 2, maybe 4.
Okay.
It was pretty. It looked really good. And just listening to the Summer Games Fest when they showed off that trailer and showed what it was, there was a lot of like people going, "What?" And then they saw what happened, and then the game started, and they were like, "Wow!" A lot of cheering and stuff. It was cool. Sonic's back, baby.
Now my question is, are they going to bring back the old school versus mode?
Oh, where it's like split screen and you have to run through the level as quick as you can before the other one?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yes,
they have to. I mean, if you're allowing up to 4 people to play, you got to do something like that.
That if you really want to hit people in the feels and the nostalgia, that I think that's the way to do it.
I agree.
What I definitely thought looked awesome was Liza Pinocchio. I know we haven't talked about that.
Liza P.
Liza P. I'm
You're
sorry,
right,
I call it Liza Pinocchio. Okay.
Well, that's what it is. But yes, you're right. We haven't talked about it, and I've secretly been waiting for this game because it's a Bloodborne / Dark Souls style game, which I'm kind of a fan of. I'm not very good at them, and I get frustrated with dying constantly, but they're still fun to play. But the fact that somebody took the Pinocchio franchise and like applied it to that, and it works, and it's super interesting looking.
Yeah.
It colored me intrigued. I want to try it. Demo's out, so I got to download it and give it a shot. At the end of that trailer, they didn't show him, but you got to hear Jiminy Cricket for the first time.
when I was watching it, I was at work, so I didn't get the volume, so I'll have to rewatch it. I did not know that.
Yeah.
No, but but when I watched it, as far as like, nope, don't turn that on. Like as far as notes I put in, I said trailer looks beautiful, steampunky. Basically gives off like the Final Fantasy vibes.
Yeah, it's like gothic steampunk style kind of stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
It's cool.
I like it. It pretty.
Yeah, man.
What else?
I can tell you something I'm excited for. Because I don't
What
think
are you
you've
excited
tried the series. Have you tried any of the Yakuza games? They've changed the name now to Like a Dragon, but have you tried any of them?
I have not, but I think I had. I think it was a free download one of these past months.
Try it. That's all I gotta say. Try it. It's a lot of fun. And believe it or not, the story is really good. Like, it's drama filled, but it works. It's the story is really good and gripping in a lot of parts, and the gameplay is goofy as all hell. But it takes itself so seriously. It's just fun. And they have a lot of mini games in there too, like they have RC car racing, they have mahjong, they have managing bars, they have karaoke, they've got bowling. There's a lot of crazy shit in that game, but it's fun. Those games are worth trying.
Okay.
So they showed off. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'll take your recommendation. Recommendation, yes.
There you go. Almost. You were there. You got it. Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. I believe this one might be a remake of one before.
Mm-hmm.
But the trailer looked cool. They grabbed me. We got to see Kiryu again.
Yay.
And then another one of those came up during the Xbox showcase, which we will get to. But I'm excited for it.
You'll have to let me know.
You just have to try, and you'll see. All the games basically follow like a similar format with like new mini games or updated things. There's even claw machine games in those that you can win stuffed animals and shit and go fishing.
Oh, Jesus. You're going to get me with these mini games.
I'm gonna get
if
you
anything else, you're going to get me with the mini games.
I'm going to get you with the combat. It's hilarious. You're like doing street brawls with people, but like you can do heat moves or finishers on people, and depending on where you are or what you have in your hands and stuff, it's always different.
Yeah.
You can pick up bikes and swing it at people and hit them, or chuck it at them. You can pick people up when they're weak and throw them so that way their nuts hit a pole. You can smash their face into the wall. You can hit them with a baseball bat. You can get a swordfish that shoots cannonballs.
Oh, fuck.
It's goofy, but in the best way.
Actually, another game that caught my attention was Fae Farm.
You don't recognize that one? That was on the Nintendo Indie Showcase as well.
I didn't recognize it at all for whatever reason.
That was during that one Indie Showcase where it was like all farming sim games.
Oh, okay. That would probably explain why I didn't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because if there were that many, they probably all blended together. But I like the concept. It looks cute. I like the concept.
Mm-hmm. You're a Lord of the. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say if you're a fan of Harvest Moon and those types of games, I think you'll have fun with this.
Yeah, it's like Harvest Moon with more of an emphasis on like combat stuff too.
Yes.
You're a Lord of the Rings fan, right?
Yes, sir.
What'd you think about Return to Moria?
I'm not sure. It looks pretty.
It does. But I think I'm in the same boat as you. I don't know how I feel yet.
Right. Because it's... When I think of Lord of the Rings, I'm not thinking of rebuilding the dwarf mines, to be honest.
The trailer made it look like it was a tower defense game.
Yeah, basically.
It's an interesting direction. And I learned today, too, that apparently Tolkien's son, who was extremely protective of the IP, recently passed away, like 2020. Yeah. And because of that, the IP is kind of like gone up for sale, more or less. So you're seeing people grab bits and pieces of the IP and making games and shows and shit like that from it. So it's kind of like we're getting a shotgun of shit from Lord of the Rings, and people are upset because it's not very good quality. So
pretty much.
It might be why we're getting a Mines of Moria game.
I'm trying to remember how long ago it's definitely not. It's not definitely not in the realm of free. Oh my
What's
god!
Up? I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to remember the public domain. There we go.
There you go.
It's not. I believe the books are definitely nowhere near old enough to be in public domain right now. For Christ's sakes, the original Winnie the Pooh just went into public domain recently, and that's older than the Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Well, that's exactly how we got Lies of P. Pinocchio was in the public domain for years.
So that goes to show some good things can happen, but then you also look at Winnie the Pooh,
that
Blood
shitty
and
horror
Honey.
movie that came out.
Oh dear God! It goes to show how it can go both ways.
Yeah. Yep. I think I was going to mention another one on here. Oh. This one, it's an interesting premise, and then I see gameplay and stuff, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Immortals of Avium. Or Avium? I don't know. Avium. Avium? It's the first-person magic game. Where, it's a first-person shooter, but you're doing magic with your hands, and that's how you do the shooting. Although, one of the ones that they kept showing off was, a ring around your arm, and it's basically a Gatling gun for your hand, so it's still a first-person shooter, but you're utilizing magic instead.
Yeah.
The idea of the story sounds interesting, but when I see the game in motion, I'm just like, no thanks.
I think I saw that one. I'm just trying to.
When you take a look at the trailer, as soon as you see a bit of it, you'll be like, "Oh, that one." They've showed it off a few times.
Because the couple images that I do see on the thumbnails does look familiar. Mm-hmm. I just got to get past this freaking advertisement for Cyberpunk.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't talk about it earlier.
Because it was part of the Xbox.
Yes. Okay, wrong showcase. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, it looks stupid. It basically, to me, it feels like a total. It's trying too hard to be freaking Destiny. Just the Warlocks.
It feels weird tonally.
I get what they're trying to get at, but it's, I don't know. It looks weird. I think it looks stupid, to be honest.
I guess that's a good way. It looks hokey. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know why I didn't mention this yet. Alan Wake 2, they showed off gameplay. It looks so good. It's fucking creepy. I love it. God, Remedy makes such beautiful games. I can't wait.
So we know what you're playing when it comes out.
Starfield. Dude, I know I'm going to be stuck on Starfield. But I'm going to carve out time for Alan Wake. I gotta. I think that's all for me from Summer Games Fest. What about you?
I'm good. Yeah, I've gone over the ones that I've been interested in.
Okay, let's take 5 minutes to talk about Devolver, because there was nothing. Don't watch the showcase for the games. Watch the showcase for the showcase.
As far as the trailers go, listen, the games, it was very few and far between.
There's 4. Don't mince words. There was 4 games. That was it.
It's quality over quantity, okay?
Sure, we're getting 2 this year and 1 next year and 1 TBD. So, hooray. And you say quality. You say quality. Dude, they have Gumbrella coming out soon. They could have showed off a lot more of that, because that game is actually quality looking. These ones, we got Human Fall Flat 2. Woo! I played the first one. It's fine for a little while, and then it gets boring really quick. Baby Steps. That seems funny just because it's made by the person who did Bennett Foddy and whatever other game.
Yeah.
Talk about.
Oh no, I saw that trailer and I
notes.
was just dying of laughter. Like Callie was sitting on the couch next to me when I was watching it, and she's like, "What the fuck is your problem?" I'm like, "This is fucking hilarious."
It's like QWOP and Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, but you're a person trying to walk. That's really it, right?
Yeah, basically. And then I just
Cool.
find it funny towards, especially at the end of the damn trailer. He sees a pile of rocks, kick it, and then the guy pops up. Fuck.
Yeah, that sounds about right for those games. I realize I'm going from the bottom up, but that's okay. Talos Principle 2. I don't know anything about Talos Principle 1. I think it did well. That's all I got. It's coming out this year, if you're interested.
It looks nice.
Yes.
I'm
That's
not
about
going
all I
to go out
can
of my way
say.
to play it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Wizard with a Gun. I thought that was an interesting premise.
Oh, same. I can.
Would you like to
I
share
can
your notes?
Wizard with a gun. Do I have it?
Yes. You made some notes earlier.
Yes, I did. Survival type game. You build your area. Defeat enemies. And single player demos is available on Steam. So if you want to try it, go for it.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Maybe I'll download it and give it a shot.
Yeah. But no, it looks cool. I like the look of it.
Me too.
It's really simple. Trying to think what it reminds me of as far as playstyle. Yeah, basically like old school Diablo games is what it reminds me of.
More new school, Cult of the Lamb.
That too.
Yes. Or Don't Starve.
Yep.
Right. Somehow it's already 11 o'clock, so let's keep moving. Oh, man. I feel like this is going to be a long one, but that's okay. We got lots of games to talk about. We can fly through these. Xbox, did you watch any of that?
Did the only one I really put notes on was Star Wars Outlaws.
Which was also showed at the Ubisoft Forward one. They actually showed gameplay during that one, if you're interested.
Ooh, I'll have to watch it. Just because the what they did show, the cinematics looked freaking amazing. That's what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. That trailer alone is what's doing it for me. Where I can everything that they showed in the trailer could be its own freaking movie. Like if they ever do Star Wars as complete CGI as movies, mm-hmm. that's what I would picture it.
Hey, you want to get mad?
What?
People are pissed off that it's a female protagonist instead of male.
Why?
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Fuck?
Shut the hell up. Play the game. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, pretty much. Because think about it. I get the crap. If they're pulling up the Rey crap, I can understand that. But at the same time, look at all other games who have female protagonists that are fucking amazing. Tomb Raider alone.
I think it's because it's a Star Wars game. You know, so it probably carries some sort of like expectations from Star Wars fans, and I guess the crossover between Star Wars fans and video game fans. But again, who gives a shit? Just play the fucking game. It's gonna be fine. If you watch the gameplay, you don't give a shit. It looks fine. It looks fun. Shut up.
Okay,
that's all I gotta say.
I'm gonna stir some shit and say this to you, Star Wars fans that are complaining that this is a female protagonist. Shut the fuck up. Because yeah, because if and this is coming from a Star Wars nerd myself. Half of my freaking desk setup is Star Wars. The other half is Kingdom Hearts. I still have the originals in VHS. Shut the fuck up and play with your damn lightsabers if you care that much.
Sounds like a euphemism too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Fable trailer. The trailer was pretty funny. But I'm afraid that they're going in the wrong direction with it. It's not being made by the same people who made Fables 1, 2, and 3. Okay. People were not complaining, but they were saying they didn't show gameplay. But if you watch, it looked like there was gameplay in there. When the the hero of this was like she threw the fireball and she was doing swordplay like in open world areas. That looked like gameplay. And you can once you eye that, you can see the difference between the trailer shit and what could be gameplay.
Right.
But I'm afraid that they're going in the wrong idea of Fable, because it was all about climbing a giant beanstalk and finding a giant at the top of it, and that's not what Fable was about before. It was not about taking those stories and like applying them to a video game format. It was about a hero going out and doing heroic things.
I get what the reasoning, what their possible reasoning is, like how they went about
that's
it. That's
just me. I could be wrong. That's me applying that to it based on what they showed in the trailer. It looked and felt like they went in that direction. I don't know if they haven't showed or talked enough about it, so don't take that as gospel.
No. I get where you're coming from. Trust me, you're not the only one that has issues with the trailers. Maybe not for the same reason you're having, because apparently this is another game where they see female protagonists and they're like,
well, in Fable you can be a male or female, so it's not set.
Right. I don't know. As far as I thought it was funny. I do think the character that they chose kind of sets me off, type of thing. It looks a little wonky, but I think that was the point, because
yeah.
But I don't know. They elicited a reaction at least. I don't know where I'm getting at here. I want to see more, to be honest, before I give a better opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to keep moving along because it's getting late.
No, go ahead. Take take the reins.
I'm just excited. I'm glad that they showed off more, and I've learned a lot more. You haven't watched the anime yet, right?
I have not.
Okay. So they've taken some cues from the anime and added it to the game too, like cyberpsychosis and adding too much cyberware to yourself. They've overhauled some systems, so it's like you can actually set off the police and have them chase you with increasing difficulty. Like you have different ranks of notoriety, I guess, and the higher that notoriety gets, the more heavily armored and amount of NPD gets sent to you.
Yeah.
Or NCPD. They're also, for this, you get a whole new area to Night City that's set apart from it called Dogtown.
Yep.
Apparently people can use cyberware to disguise their faces now to look like somebody else, which is kind of like what leads to this whole mystery/spy thing for the story. That was really interesting. But just the look of it, the little snippet of story you get from the trailer seemed really intriguing. And since I really like Cyberpunk after they fixed and stuff, I can't wait for this to come out. Which is coming out in September.
Woo-hoo!
Why is it got to be so close to Starfield?
Because it wants to fuck with you.
No. Avowed just looks alone. I don't know anything about Pillars of Eternity, but I guess that's the universe it's going to be set in, which is Obsidian's own thing.
Okay.
But Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas, which I really enjoyed since I like Fallout 3.
Yeah.
And then they made the Outer Wilds, which was cool, but it was shallow. It was neat. It was a good idea, but it was just too easy and kind of shallow. But it was fun. But this one seems a lot more in depth. But they're keeping it smaller too. They said it's gonna be about the size of Outer Wilds, but it's going to be deeper rather than wider. So I'm interested. We've already said Star Wars Outlaws.
Yep.
I'm kind of like running this show here. Did anything jump out to you? Do you know of?
Not really. I wasn't too interested in the. I think I watched a couple of things on Xbox, the Xbox showcase, but I wasn't really too interested in much outside of
I thought
Star
was
Wars.
A really cool crossover.
Yep.
For old school fans of LucasArts games. Sea of Thieves is getting a crossover story with Secret of Monkey Island. Guybrush Threepwood is going to be one of the guys that you interact with and tells like the story for this. I thought that was really cool. That's a neat thing to do. I'm like, I didn't even consider that. That is a perfect crossover. Kind of like how, what is the pirate movies from Disney again? Pirates of the Caribbean. How they had that crossover.
Okay.
That fit perfectly. And then they had this. I'm like, yeah, makes perfect sense. I got excited. I don't even play those games. I'm like, that is cool. And like I mentioned earlier, Like a Dragon is getting a sequel to the last one. I forget what the previous one was called. Was it just called Like a Dragon? No. It was something onto it. But it's a sequel to when they changed the names over to Like a Dragon.
Okay.
But this one's called Infinite Wealth. The main dude wakes up naked on the beaches of Hawaii, so they're finally going to America after being in Japan forever.
Oh, jeez.
It's cool. Another Yakuza game.
It's got his dumplings hanging out and everything. The fuck?
Yeah, in the trailer, there was a lot of conveniently placed things to block stuff. It's pretty funny. Did you want to mention anything before I keep going? Because I'm going to talk about Starfield.
No, keep going.
Okay, Dungeons of Hinterberg. I like the look of that game.
Okay.
That's it. I like the look of it. Nothing new about it. Not coming out till next year. City Skylines was a big game when it came out, and it is so old at this point. So it's cool to see that it's got a sequel that looks like they're adding a lot more to it that you can check out, do, set up, make, what have you.
Yep.
It's cool. It's like SimCity, but to the nth degree. And even more so now for the sequel. Anyway, Starfield. I got a question for you.
Yes.
We've talked about graphics in games. And graphics are not necessarily a make or break thing.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to frame rate, can you tell the difference? Are you able to spot a 30 frames per second game versus a 60 frames per second game?
It depends on the game, to be honest.
Okay. Starfield is going to be graphically impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And to keep that fidelity consistent, they are locking the frame rate at 30 frames per second. There is a lot of people complaining that it's being locked at 30 frames per second because on next-gen hardware, it should be able to be pretty and run at 60 frames. To me, I think that is... I can understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's shit. It's a shitty thing to get upset about. If you want a game that's going to run well, consistently, and look good, then that's fine. It may be an artistic choice, but why would you not want consistency? I'm playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom that does a shit ton of games, or a shit ton of games, a shit ton of stuff for a game that is running on 10-year-old hardware internals, and it's running at 30 frames per second. Sometimes it dips under that to like 20 or so when something gets intense, but it goes right back up to 30. And it does not hamper the gameplay at all. The game is going to be fine. I don't think that there should be a big deal about this, but I know that people have preferences. I just think that it's a shitty thing to be complaining about.
I'd have to agree, to be honest. Like granted, we'd have to play it ourselves to really say whether or not that was a good decision or not. But at the same time, it's not.
If you watch the trailers, it's running at 30 frames.
Then
and it looks fine.
Yeah, and if it looks fine, then there's nothing to complain about. If you're gonna complain for the fuck's sake that it's 30 frames per 30 frames.
It's expectations that are kind of running the show rather than thinking about what all goes into it.
Right.
And I totally get those expectations too, because like a lot of the games that are coming out on these next gen hardwares, you know, a lot of them want to say, hey, it's 1440p at 60 frames or whatever. Sure, that's like the bar you want to hit for what we're in now. But, you know, we got games that are like, you can pick graphics over frame rate, or you can pick frame rate over graphics. Right. This one is just setting it so that way you have a consistent experience with the game. Not a big deal. It's just, maybe it's that they're not thinking about that. And it's like, you had that choice, but this one's not giving you that? I don't know. I just think it's crap. It's going to be fine. It'll be fun. Shut up and play it.
Pretty much. It's if it was 30 frames per second and janky, nope, did not do that.
Yeah,
If
totally
it's,
different story.
Right. But if it looks pretty and runs smoothly, doesn't matter. Just because a system can do it doesn't mean it should.
Right. Especially if you can't keep it consistent, because that'll start ruining gameplay.
Right, exactly.
And experiences. And, I mean, if you're already interested in this game and you're complaining about 30 frames a second, you got to pay attention to what's all going into this. Their RPG worlds are full of stuff to interact with. Things you can pick up, things you can move around, things you can manipulate, things that get interacted with based on what you do in the game. Like if you're shooting something, if something explodes and goes flying somewhere.
Yeah.
All the systems that go into place for like stealth and combat and the guns and all the mods and how many modules you can add to the ship and the fact that they have thousands of universes that you can explore and all this other shit that's going into this, and you're complaining that it's not going to hit your expectations. It's going to be fine.
I'm looking at this, and if the game itself is this smooth and looks this nice,
that's what it's supposed to look like. That's what they're aiming for, and they are saying it's going to be.
Then people need to shut up, play the game, and if it's not... If once the game is out and there's issues, by all means, bitch.
So
piss off if that's
you
what
say
you're
that,
bitching.
but Microsoft might have shot themselves in the foot depending on how things go. They have gone on record and are saying that this is going to be the least buggy game that has ever been shipped from Bethesda. So we'll see if it lives up to that. I know, that's a big thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that goes. That's it for me for Xbox. Anything you want to say?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Did you watch
like I said...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like I said, outside of Star Wars Outlaws, nothing really stood out for me. Then again, I'm not a big Xbox fan myself, so...
Well, this one's supposed to be on all systems, I think. I mean, not Switch, but PS5 and Xbox Series for sure.
Yep.
Check out the trailer from the Ubisoft forward. I think you'll be excited at the gameplay.
Okay.
Speaking of, did you watch any of that? Did you even know it was on?
I did not, unfortunately.
That's okay. A lot of people were
Just Dance is still going on?
Yeah. A lot of people were dunking on the showcase itself, saying that Ubisoft can't really do live shows very well. It's very awkward.
Oh, Jesus.
What was it? One of the first games they were talking about was Prince of Persia, like the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of showing the gameplay and the trailers and stuff that the person was talking about on stage, instead of showing that stuff, they kept zooming in on him and pointing the camera at that guy. It's like, he's talking about the game and talking about what they're showing. Show it while he's talking about it. Don't show him. Show the stuff that he's talking about. But yeah, I mean, if you've ever watched any of the Ubisoft presentations, they always start them with Just Dance. I hit my mic. They always start with Just Dance.
Oh my god!
It's always a group of people dancing to whatever song that's going to be on the new Just Dance game.
Yeah.
And yes, it's still going strong.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
I'm just half expecting like DDR to come back.
Do you like the Avatar movies?
I loved the first movie. It was actually what got me into wanting to try and get into animation at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the second one yet.
Okay. I am not in that camp. I thought the Disney ride was very lame. So, sorry, don't kill me. Oh, yeah?
Are you talking about the Flight of Passage, or are you talking about the Riverboat ride?
Yes, Flight of Passage.
I'm too fat for that ride.
No, it was not worth the wait. It was cool, but I was just like, it's not. It didn't hit the hype levels. Either way, have you tried any Far Cry games?
I have not.
Okay, Ubisoft apparently got the IP for Avatar to make a game, and they decided to make Frontiers of Pandora, which is like Avatar meets Far Cry.
Oh Jesus!
If anyone's played Far Cry, you know what I'm talking about.
Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It could be good. There have been some pretty good Far Cry games that have been a lot of fun. If they manage to marry Avatar with that Far Cry element, then it would probably work out pretty well. We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic.
I will have to be too. It looks pretty so far.
So since it's been 5 years since they announced Skull and Bones, it has undergone so many changes and shit. And they showed it off again this year. But still no release date. However, they have announced a closed beta test coming in August. So we're one step closer to finally seeing the game in action.
So if they're doing a beta in August, I wouldn't doubt they release it within the next year.
Maybe. Some companies will do like multiple rounds of beta testing and then take that information and go dark for another year and keep working on it.
No
We'll
shit.
see.
Okay.
Yep. I don't really care about the crew. I'm not the biggest fan of racing games. X Defiant, summer 2023, full release. It looks like this is not the right comparison, but it's like Call of Duty but snappier and not as drab.
Okay.
It's more colorful and customizable for your character. You can stand out, and I guess it's supposed to be a shooter with Ubisoft elements, like different things from different games in it. Not that you get characters from the games, but like outfits and things like that are from it, or style, or based off of it, referencing it, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mentioned an anime on here, but I don't know where it went. There it is. Captain Laser Shark, a Blood Dragon remix. So,
Laser Shock or Laser Hawk?
Oh, Laser Hawk, sorry.
Okay.
I'm tired. Made by the person who did the Castlevania anime.
Okay. Ooh, that anime was actually pretty good.
Yes. The trailer for that looked hilarious. I can't wait to check it out. And then they showed off 3 different Assassin's Creed game, like more Assassin's Creed Mirage actual gameplay now, and they definitely went back to their roots for it, with some added things to it. I'm still not entirely sold on it. They showed off some things from Codename Assassin's Creed Jade. The location alone looked really pretty. I forget where they said it was, but it's a lot of jungles, a lot of lush greenery. It kind of made me think of like Aztecs or Mayans, maybe. It's cool.
Okay.
And then Assassin's Creed Nexus. It's a VR game. You basically can live out short story sections of 3 different of the Assassin's Creed characters. Cool.
Unless they can somehow make it feel like you're jumping off buildings.
That would make you sick.
I don't know. I think Assassin's Creed is one of those games that VR probably would not be a good idea.
Nah.
Because you're not getting the full experience. If you want to be an assassin, you want to be able to do all the jumps and shit like that.
The biggest disconnect with that is you not moving and your character moving in the game, because that'll throw you off balance.
Right.
Which is usually why VR games will have the teleport mechanic where you pull like a trigger or press a button and you can point to where you want to move to, and it'll black out and then come back to where you were, or it'll like instantly move you over there without that motion or whatever, because that motion tends to make people sick.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So, not sure how they'll work that, but who knows?
We'll have to see.
Oh, and since Microsoft had the extended showcase today, they showed off a couple different things, which I'm trying to recall offhand. Like Phasmophobia was a big PC game that's coming to Xbox now. I think it's coming to all consoles, but they showed that off. Hi-Fi Rush, smash hit from the beginning of the year or so. It's getting an arcade challenge mode and a couple other modes. One of the ones that I thought was pretty cool was, all these are unlocked after you beat the game too, unfortunately, but it's a game mode where you start off with nothing. You start off with no skills. All your skills are set to 0, and as you like climb this tower, basically, you can earn your skills back the better you do.
Okay.
And then they have an even harder difficulty called like, I can't remember what it is, but you can hit like 200 BPM is like
Jesus.
they quoted it as their fastest they've pushed the game, and it's
Yeah.
supposed to be harder. So seems cool.
Are you going to try it?
I haven't beaten the game yet, but once I get there, yeah. I plan to.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like we this week has been a very busy week.
It's been a very fun weekend and all these games. It makes me so excited. This has been a really good year for like games and the showcases. And the end of this year, man, is stacked with some really good games.
So you're saying we're going to be broke?
And then some.
Yep.
Yeah. We're eating good this holiday. Seriously, though, the end of this year has got so many good games coming out. Games and DLCs and just... we probably haven't even seen everything yet. Nintendo still hasn't came out and said anything. So more to look forward to.
Just means I'm going to have to catch up on a lot of that stuff, especially once the baby comes. Because I'm not sleeping. I guarantee it.
Hey, your waking hours will be spent playing games while the baby sleeps on you. Speaking from experience.
Very true.
So one good thing about babies, when they sleep, you just leave them on you, let them sleep, and do your thing.
Pretty much, and then once they're a little more coherent, older and more coherent, it's pretty cool to see their reactions when they're actually paying attention to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think my proudest moment was when I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3 and Sawyer was paying attention to the TV, and he would die of laughter every time Donald Duck talked.
That's cute.
Oh yeah, he would fall asleep to the theme song of the movie. So we would have that on repeat. So I was like, yeah, my boy.
My favorite moment, speaking of that, was at the beginning of the pandemic when me and Amelia were sitting in the back room playing my Super NES, and she got through part of a level by herself. She walked as Mario. Well, we played Super Mario World. She walked, She doesn't run. She walks along as Mario. She jumped over a turtle. She got coins and bounced on one of the guys' heads. I'm like, nice job, kid. You got it figured out. I think I sent you that video a long time ago, too.
I was kind of, that's what got me into trying to get Sawyer to try and play.
Mm-hmm.
I think at that time that's when I downloaded Pac-Man or something for him.
Yeah. Amelia likes watching me play Pac-Man or Tetris too.
Oh, these kids are growing up way too fast.
But now she likes watching me play Legend of Zelda and pointing out different directions for me to go and explore. Or if she sees a shrine, she's like, "There's a shrine, go get it."
Oh my god.
It's so fun.
It's nuts. I like seeing their reactions, especially the main story. Not for spoilers or whatever, but when we finished the main story for Dreamlight, Sawyer saw the credits and he was like, "No, it's all done. I wanted to play."
Oh, poor guy.
I'm like, don't worry about it, buddy. You still have your profile.
Okay, so you saying that, does that mean like the main story is complete now? Because we are still working through the main story quest stuff.
Like the forgetting storyline.
Yeah, that's
so
over.
Far. Yeah.
It's all over. Like they wrapped it up and it's done.
Yes.
Oh shit! All right.
But it doesn't mean that they're not going to continue with some kind of story because at the end of the credits there's an extra scene of what's to come.
Of course there is. You gotta tease the next bit, or else no one's gonna come back.
Let's
Don't
just
tell me what it is, please.
No,
I'm not there yet.
No, I was gonna say let's just say it sort of confirms something that we've talked about in the past. I'll leave it at that.
Something we've talked about in the past. I'm okay if you tell me what we talked about in the past, but don't give it away, if you can.
You'll get it as soon as you see the scene.
Was it something we speculated on?
Yes, of what's to come this year.
Okay. I'm guessing we talked about this recently then.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say it's in the lineup of the updated
The updated picture?
the updated schedule. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go back to our older podcast and listen. Try to find the information now.
And if you're listening, you do the same thing. Re-listen and then leave a comment as to what you think I'm talking about. Unless you play the game, then shut up. I love you, though.
All right. Oh, boy. All right. That was a lot.
Yes, it was. We are at an hour 47.
It's probably less than that, though, because I had to put the baby back to sleep. But that's okay. It was probably back down around like an hour and a half, but that was just straight game talk this time.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. I love video games.
So let's close this off.
Yeah, with a controversial question. Just one more. Just for fun.
Okay, go ahead.
Video games, art form, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
If anybody says otherwise, they can go
Suck a butt.
sit on a stick. Yeah, they can go sit on a joystick and rotate.
You can play a game like that.
You could.
Don't want to.
You can keep that controller. I'm good.
All right, folks, you can check us out on Spotify and Google and Apple and wherever else you can get podcasts. And we're on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter currently, and I'm still working on YouTube. I'm very slow and lazy, but I'm getting there. Bless you, Sneezy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we're ready to head off and ship out.
Yes, sir. Good night,
All right.
everybody.
Take it easy, folks.
Bye.